Is collaboration over competition tailor-made for women? What does winning look like? Within every cliche remains a grain of truth. This is axiomatic. The idea that women are catty or bitchy or jealous of other women is unfortunately true. Do women compete, undermine, undercut other women at work? Maybe. Well, jealousy begins with a scarcity mindset, a belief that there's not enough for everyone. And if statistics are to be believed that only 1 in 10 women are CEOs, then it's understandable that some might want to hang on to their hard-won seat at the top. However, is it necessary to be a bitch to stay there? Each of us are programmed by our societal upbringing to win. Make no mistake. Children who play hockey, even those as young as 5 years old, understand quickly to win at all cost, even if it means hurting another player to do it. I've heard parents yell from the stands, kill him, during heated play. Did they forget that these are their precious little lambs on ice? It seems so. We learn as young children that we are in competition with one another when we play games to win prizes. The best prize, of course, reserved for the coming in first. Who hasn't played musical chairs? The pleasure and the accolades that we receive when we win tell us that this is the ideal place to be, right there at the top. And while we never want to be picked last in gym class, being picked first gives us the most opportunity to pick a winning team. And of course, the objective is to win. So what does winning look like? Well, it depends on the age and the stage of the winner. For women, this might mean having the most popular person in school ask you out, even if they have a girlfriend. It could mean landing the richest girl or guy to marry, finding the most handsome mate, driving the most expensive car, buying the biggest house, being picked for the top spot at work, or being crowned Miss Whatever. But what if winning meant something else? What if everyone worked together for a common goal? Would we still experience the joy of winning? Would it satisfy our inner critic and our ego? Michael Jordan, famed winner of 6 NBA championships, stated, "Talent wins games, but teams win championships." And he would know. This suggests that teamwork is dream work, but is teamwork true collaboration? Or am I splitting hairs here? It's been said that on a team, someone is a leader and the rest of the team members work together to complete a project. The hallmark of a person who's good at collaborating in the workplace is someone who is influential, a good communicator, a decision maker, and a leader. Collaborating doesn't just mean working with others to complete a project. It means adding your voice, bringing innovation to the table, taking on a role of your choice, and supporting others towards a common goal. The 3 C's of collaboration are communication, commitment, and coordination. But I'm going to add a 4th, connection. This is as vital an element as any other, maybe even more so. Connection. When I think of my time playing drums in a band, or paddling on a winning National Master Dragon Boat team, or today as a co-founder of a 100% female-owned global conglomerate known as G-Woman Media Inc., a broadcasting, publishing, and distribution platform, the common thread that weaves itself throughout this tapestry of my life that made each experience not only meaningful but also successful was and is the connection that I have. Not only the connection I have with those I collaborate with, hell, without our connection, we would never have made it through the process of learning to trust one another, but also the connection that we create with our customers, who are the reason that we do what we do. Our collective is the heartbeat of an organization, and building trust through connection is why they will stay with us, tell their friends about us, and invest in us. It really is the secret sauce. This idea of one-on-one competition, it exists from an outdated model of operating in the world where both men and women continually compete for the most marbles. Women are made to believe that they have to operate like a man in order to be successful. And many men still feel women don't belong at the head of the table. When asked to describe a leader, they invariably describe a man. We've learned to alienate rather than unite. compete rather than collaborate. Women have parked their softer feminine side away in order to be taken seriously in a man's world. In a large study completed within the military, it was found that when women are collaborative and communal, they're perceived as not being competent. But when they emphasize their competence, they're seen as cold and unlikable. In a classic double bind. The positive side to women in leadership is that they are seen as compassionate and organized, whereas men are described as analytical, competent, and get this, athletic. I don't know where that comes from. But on the negative side, words most used to describe women are inept, frivolous, gossip, excitable, scattered, temperamental, panicky, and indecisive. Men's negative traits, arrogant and irresponsible. You know, when women use their gifts of intuition, of nurturing and vulnerability and creativity, they're actually more successful. They become more approachable, likable, and more willing to be collaborative. As a child and as a parent, how many times have you heard, just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to? Intellectually, most of us know there's enough opportunity to go around. Yet internally, competition is hardwired into our subconscious. Unless we actively disarm and delete this program, we are destined to repeat it. Parents take so much pride in their children's wins, it's almost like they're winners themselves by proxy. Have you ever thought of the pressure that we put on children to be number one? Even if you aren't conscious of it? Because as they say, if you aren't first, you may as well have been last. No one remembers the name of the person who came in second. And just because that's how things have been done for decades, it doesn't mean it's the best way, nor does it continue to be the go-to system. The world changes. We evolve. That's a good thing. Women have an opportunity to change the status quo. That's called being a game changer. We can change the narrative. That's called being genius. And we can create and deliver a new solution to an old, outdated system. That's called being gifted. In Michelle Buteau's memoir, Survival of the Thickest, she tells a story about going to auditions and watching the skinny blonde girls ignore one another because they know that the competition is fierce and only one of them will walk away a winner. She also knew that she would never be cast as the lead, as she was darker and thicker, and she would always be destined to be the best friend in these films. Alternatively, when she went to a Black girl other-only audition, the girls happily chatted with one another, sharing stories and laughter filling the room. Why? What's the difference? These sisters knew that there was only one part to be filled, but to them, it didn't matter who was selected as long as a sister was getting a part in a film. This was something to celebrate. The next time a casting call was put out, they understood it was someone else's turn to shine. The fact that there are roles for one person of color in a film meant progress was being made. So collectively, even if it wasn't them as an individual, they were so happy for the win. What a great attitude. This is how we should all be operating in this world. Happy to be part of someone else's success, knowing they will be there to help you the next time, supporting, loving, and sharing the good times as well as the bad, so that everyone ends up with a slice of the pie. But the times are changing. Books like Radical Candor, How to Be a Kick-Ass Boss Without Losing Your Humanity by Kim Scott, or Mean Girl No More, How to Shift from Sabotage to Support and Build a Powerful Inner Circle by Peggy Sue Vasquez. These support the new consciousness and shift to less competition, more mentorship, and collaboration. Women are competent, independent, multitaskers who don't need a hall pass to get into a men's club, nor do we need a seat at their table. Because guess what? We know how to use power tools and build our own damn table. We can start our own businesses and be our own CEOs. We don't need permission, nor do we need man's approval. We just need to take out our God-given gifts, stop hiding what makes us great, and watch the magic unfold. Women are discovering that competition no longer serves them. Wearing a man's mantle of aggression and hard behavior, it's not only exhausting, it's lonely. The men fear you, and the women hate you. Shifting back to the innate qualities that women are born with, using our softer skills, and allowing them to be expressed in the best possible way makes for an atmosphere where creativity, innovation, and collaboration can thrive. I hope to see you there.